Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Let's Talk Physical Media Live, the show we do every single Wednesday where we talk about all the news in the world of film and, of course, physical media, since that's what this show is called. And there was a lot of news this week. I had another topic that we were going to discuss, which we'll still get into today, which is, what movies and TV shows still need to come to 4K Blu-ray, but also wanted just to discuss with you guys all the news because there is a lot. Of course, I'll check all the comments first because it does look like there's a good amount of people already in here, which is awesome. Love it when I see that. But Justin Coaster said, what are we talking about? Are we talking about WB? Because I love Spies Like Us on 4K. Yes, Spies Like Us is one we definitely need. And the Blue Collar Comedy Tour movies on Blu-ray, that would be cool. I'll still talk to you so I don't repeat myself. The new Scooby-Doo Scrappy-Doo show and the new Scooby-Doo Mysteries. Yeah, that's all stuff. Whose line is it anyway with Drew Carey? Surprised that hasn't come to 4K yet. Well, I mean Blu-ray yet. And Two Broke Girls on Blu-ray. That was a good show. My wife liked that. What's up, Mozart's Ghost? Glad you could pop in here, buddy. You must have saw my previous messages, Justin, which I didn't see I don't see your messages on here other than that. I think the stream is going to be about what movies need to come to board still, but we might have a topic tonight, it seems. Yeah, we got a lot of news. That's why I kind of changed it because it was going to be a slow week, and then all of a sudden they bombarded us with stuff in the last couple days. And I'm like, all right, maybe we'll hold off, but we can still talk about some stuff that that we want on 4K Blu-ray. What's up, Cowabunga, dude? Thank you for popping in here, buddy. Just got Looney Tunes collections today. Saw that actually was coming out. I gotta grab that at some point. John. What's up, Mozart's Ghost? Mark's Movie Menu. Howdy. What's up, buddy? Thanks for popping in here tonight. What's up, Bula? I hope I pronounced that right. Bula Clock. How you doing, buddy? Glad you could pop in here as well. Stacy's here as well. Do you like Only You? I don't know if I know what that is. So we'll start it off actually with some TV show news because obviously it's been announced and we got to get into it because it's pretty big news story. Where is it? Stranger Things from Netflix coming to 4K Blu-ray. This caught me off guard. I don't know if it caught you guys off guard too. Didn't expect it to be from Arrow Video. That's pretty nuts, isn't it? And I've been asking for a long time for us to get Netflix shows and movies on 4K Blu-ray or on Blu-ray, just on physical media. And we actually got Stranger Things, which obviously is riding a high now that the show is finished. And this is the complete series. And it's a pretty penny. I don't know if I'm going to be grabbing this just because I literally just rewatched the whole show in anticipation of the last season. And we didn't really talk about how I felt about Stranger Things or how you guys felt about it. But I felt like seasons 4 and 5 were, on the decline after seasons 1, 2, and 3, which were escalating. Like season 3 is my favorite of the whole show. 1 and 2 are really good. 4 is like, it's okay. It has its moments. 5, they're just way too old. Like, the kid grabs the freaking bike. I'm like, why are you grabbing a bike? You're in your 20s now. Go drive a fucking car. But I have to believe that they're not even seniors in high school. I have to believe they're like in like 10th or 11th grade. And I'm just like, I'm not buying it anymore. The one brother, what's his name? Jonathan. Me and him are the same age, which means we're 34 years old. And he's acting like he's 21. I can't pull off 21, so yeah, I don't know if I'll be grabbing. I would buy like the individual DVD. I maybe in a sale I would buy this. But what do you guys think? Are you excited about it? Guys, got anything from the Criterion sale? I got Beyond the Valley of the Dolls. That's all I really grabbed because I have a lot of stuff, and I'm gonna wait for the bigger sale where I have a little bit more money still. You can just call me Ian. Oh, okay, I'll call you Ian. As long as I got it right, I'll call you Ian. What's up, Ian? You're always in here. We're always chat. Just want to make sure I get your names right. What's up, William? How you doing, buddy? Thanks for popping in here this fine evening. You are Hitchcock. Which one you remake? I would probably remake Dial M for Murder, if I'm being honest. A shocker. Shocker. Yes. Good evening, Insomniac, our channel director. How you doing tonight, buddy? Hopefully you're having a good night. John is Carlito. I would be Carlito, wouldn't I? Birds, but I make them drones. Oh, man. Well, drones are, I don't know if they're as scary as birds because you can't predict their minds. Seasons 1, 4, 2, 3, 5. See, most people don't like 3, and I've noticed that, but I really like 3. Felt like the most Spielbergian. I love them all. There's like a Terminator aspect. I love the colors. It's the most colorful season. I really did enjoy season 3, but I get why people don't. I've noticed that that's usually pretty low on people's list. 1, it's hard to top 1. So if I was going to do a ranking, it would probably go 3, 1, 2, 4, 5. 5 just was a letdown for me. but I know everyone has their own opinions. You look 28 at most. I appreciate you saying that. No one else does. I don't know if maybe it's the camera or whatnot, but yeah, I can't say I'm 28. I'll be 34 next week, actually. Unfortunately, why did Dumb and Dumber pop up? We'll get into that a little bit later too. I know some other Netflix shows through Sony Pictures come out on Blu-ray. The Crown, House of Cards, Stranger Things is a big deal since Netflix themselves are releasing it through Arrow. Yeah, it's like they kind of got the message that we've been talking about. Now, I'm hoping like this opens the door for their movies. Like obviously we know that Frankenstein and which is, and then obviously Sony is the one who did Killers of the Flower Moon. Frankenstein's a Guillermo del Toro movie that always gets a physical media release through Criterion. That did I say Killers of the Flower Moon? I didn't mean to say that. K-pop Demon Hunters. That's going to be getting a 4K release through Criterion as well. So that's Sony also. So that's going to be doing that. But it's like maybe this opens the door for like movies like Train Dreams. I would love like Mine Hunter seasons 1 and 2. Like that's one of my favorite shows. I'm hoping, but that this has happened before, like with Wally, like got the Disney treatment through Criterion, and then we didn't get anything else. So it's like, is this just a one-time deal with Arrow Video? I don't know. I hope there's more. I'm excited for people who are going to be picking this up. Like I said, I don't think I'm going to be grabbing it. It's cool though. Seasons 1 through 4 were excellent. 5 was a misstep. Amazon had it for 175 with tax and everything, which I guess that makes sense. It'll definitely look and sound great. I'm sure it'll be nice to see this show uncompressed. Like one thing about Game of Thrones is I still haven't gotten the 4K Blu-ray, but it looked very compressed when you watched it on HBO, even if you had 4K. And that was really frustrating, like hitting the deep blacks, and some of the episodes where they were like in darkness most of the time was hard to see. And I'm sure it looks and sounds great on 4K. But that was another show that really fumbled the end, didn't it? At least in my opinion. Hello, Sir Cave. I am Sir Rafa from Camfergus, Northern Ireland, United Kingdom of Great Britain. How you doing there, buddy? Hopefully you're having a great night. I pre-ordered Stranger Things. Did you, Insomniac? I'm glad, man. I know people are gonna. I'm the weird one on this one, I think, but there's a lot of stuff coming. It's Uncommon Valor. Any good? I've never seen it, but the cast looks awesome. I haven't seen Uncommon Valor myself, actually. Mozart's Ghost. I'm not too sure how good it is. It's like Chopping Mall when where someone makes them uncontrollable. Oh, I love Chopping Mall. That's a great 80s film. Cheesy, but I love 80s cheese. I would go 1, 4, 3. So yeah, you at least got 3 pretty high. A lot of people did like 4. Like I said, 4 has some great moments. Definitely better than 5. 2 and 5 if I was ranking Stranger Things. 2 is I know a lot of people were disappointed with at the time. I think 2 actually builds to a great conclusion. I think that helps to save the season overall. And I just enjoy seeing like when they're younger because like their ages match up. And as we got to like the big gaps between the show, like they're still supposed to be around that age. It's only supposed to be like 4 years altogether, I think. And it's like, well, it's 10 years because it took forever for them to film the last season. And it's like they don't look like kids anymore. It's hard to buy them as kids. The New York Gear, it's 10 years. LOL. Well, the Jets always they probably taken 10 years off my life. Baseball season starts tonight with the Yankees and the San Francisco Giants. Tough for my fantasy baseball team because I have Logan Webb and Aaron Judge, so I don't really know what to do there. I'm starting them both. We'll see how it goes. Mets play tomorrow at 1 against the Pirates. Very excited. Hey, you're going to be 34? You are. I think we've talked about this, Vince. Me and you are about the same exact age. I think we were both born in 92, right? So, yeah, I'll be 34 next Thursday, the day after April Fool's. Going to be 35 in July. So you're slightly older than me then. So you got me by about 10 months, 9 months there, which is good. Good time to be alive, right? And similar stuff we grew up with, so that's awesome. I'd buy Taylor Tomlinson's specials on Blu-ray. That's a good one. That's actually a very good one. Let's see, Netflix release Squid Game. Did you guys watch the second and third season? The first season was great. I never went back. I just never did. I know that's terrible. Also, Apple's releasing another one of their movies on physical media, The Killers of the Flower Moon. I got the 4K Blu-ray. Actually, you guys should get my review for that on Saturday because I already filmed it. I'll finish editing it tomorrow. And Friday, I am not releasing a video on this channel, but me and David, aka Shamrock Balls, over on the other channel, the Let's Talk Movies podcast channel, have our 3.5 hour breakdown of Jurassic Park. So Saturday, I'm going to move everything up over a day that's already been scheduled, and we'll put Kills of the Flower Moon in there. Spoiler alert, it's a fantastic 4K Blu-ray from the Criterion collection. So yeah, which is still weird to me that it's Apple and Paramount, but Criterion did the physical release. Also, Apple's releasing another. I think I just read that one, didn't I? But yeah, Red Notice was a fun movie. I didn't see Red Notice actually. I know people did kind of like it. Um, I don't know why Fisher gave up on Mindhunter. I guess it's better than letting other writers ruin it with pointless seasons, though. I heard it was something to do with the amount of money it costs to make those that show because David Fincher is a perfectionist. The one thing with Netflix is, and so with a lot of their shows that they get canceled after a couple of seasons is because that's when they have to renew contracts, and if they're successful, they got to pay a little bit more money, and that always ends up hurting him a little bit, and they don't want him to take those dives, and I think that's what hurt Manhunter. But I love Manhunter is one of my favorite shows, and Manhunter's the 1986 film by Michael Mann. Mindhunter is one of my favorite shows, and I really was hoping for more of that because there's a lot more to go. It felt like, and they stopped, and that really bothered me. Squid Game would be great through Arrow Video. That does feel like an Arrow Video release, doesn't it? Adam will be releasing the box set of Blu-ray series. Yeah, I'm very happy to see them doing it too. From what Chase from AVA Pop Culture was showing on IMDb was that Warner Brothers has the worldwide rights of physical. Netflix has streaming. So, okay, so that makes sense. WB, obviously they're not merging now with Netflix, so that's an interesting thing. I'm very curious to see what happens with Paramount and Warner Brothers and how those deals work out when they combine. Also, I saw Project Hail Mary, and one thing about that movie is that's an Amazon MGM release. Amazon has released some of their stuff on physical media, but I don't know too many Amazon original films and if they've gotten physical media releases, but I'm starting to wonder, like, how's that gonna work? Because I really do not want to watch Project Hail Mary on Amazon. I want to, own that physically because, like I've said, like if you want to watch that movie without ads, it's going to be a problem unless you pay for the ad-free tier. And if you want to watch it on HD on 4K, it's going to cost even more on Amazon. I just don't want to give them any more money. So my hope is that Project Hail Mary has a 4K Blu-ray release. I think it will because it's MGM, but we'll have to wait and see on that. I'm a little concerned though. Uncommon Valor is really good. I love it. So I'm gonna have to check that out. You guys seem to know, and I don't even know too much about it if I'm being honest. I quit season one. I'll have to get to this. Uh See, this might be a good reason for you to actually pick this up on 4K then is because if you didn't like it after season one, I think it kind of gets. I mean, not everyone liked the show though. I got to be honest. Prada Freak is the new box set Dolby Vision. So okay, let me find that on here. Yes, so we are getting this brand new 4K Blu-ray box set of Harry Potter. Let me double check this, but I believe these are all the same scans that have already been released. And I don't know if you saw today, but HBO put out the trailer for the new show coming out, which looks pretty good. My wife is ecstatic, but me, we'll have to see. So apparently, yeah, so comes out in 2 months. It's just HDR10, so there is no new Dolby Vision scans according to this. And if I remember correctly, only the first two films are native 4K, then the other ones are just 2K upscales, and then obviously the Fantastic Beast films are a little bit different. I did not like the Fantastic Beast movies. I saw all three in theaters because my wife, like I just said, is a big Harry Potter fan, and she actually really does enjoy the Fantastic Beast movies. I don't get it, but she really does love them. She loves the Harry Potter movies. I was not a real big Harry Potter fan growing up, even though like they were literally directed at me. The first one came out when I was 9 years old. I saw it in theaters actually on the day before Thanksgiving, The Sorcerer's Stone, and just never really enjoyed them until I married my wife. And then, like, well, when we started dating, she's just always been a huge fan, and they've grown on me, and I really do enjoy them now. I don't enjoy them as much as her because she watches them to an obscene amount. Maybe I'll grab this collection because I know, like, maybe watching them finally on 4K because all I have is the Blu-ray collection. I'll appreciate them more. I am not rewatching the Fantastic Beast. She can rewatch those by herself. Pandemic is what hurt the age thing in Stranger Things. Yeah, I'm sure they had more plans, like to finish it up quicker. It's so noticeable, and it's really very, very frustrating with watching how much older they got, and it's distracting, and that's really the big problem is that it's distracting because like they're adults, like Millie Bobby Brown as a kid, like I've seen these guys at other movies, and like they're full blown adults now, and I'm like I'm supposed to pretend they're in 10th or 11th grade, I can't do it. I just can't. Is Jason Statham becoming Steven Seagal? I get another movie coming out. Love this, but it's becoming rinse and repeat with him. It feels like every single from January to March of every single year, there's always a new Jason Statham movie coming out, a new action vehicle to show off Jason Statham. He is basically the Steven Seagal, that little run we had with Liam Neeson, where every year you get a new action film from him, and he's perfect for action. He's not the world's greatest actor. Obviously, if you go back in the day, he could, like, he had some chops, I would say. There was some times when he worked with Guy Ritchie back in the day, he always was able to show off a little bit more. But I always do enjoy him. I thought Wrath of Man was like his last like great film. People love The Beekeeper. We're getting a Beekeeper too, but it is basically just the same movie over and over and over again with Jason Statham. And if you're a Jason Statham fan, he's like basically our modern day Steven Seagal, like you said, or John Claude Van Damme, where it's just like you're going there to see the guy do what he does best, and that's what Jason Statham does. He does action pretty damn good. He's done so many movies though, but it just feels like now every year in the early part of the year, the first quarter of the year, we're gonna get a brand new Jason Statham action vehicle where he's just gonna do his shtick. And if you're into his shtick, it's pretty good. The guy's actually in his mid-50s, which is pretty crazy. He looks fucking phenomenal. So good for him. It's not like Steven Seagal there who just let himself go. He still looks great. I mean, Crank is 20 years old now. And obviously the Transporter movies, the Fast and Furious movies, I do enjoy his characters and that. Like he's got his own thing and it works. I like him more than I like Steven Seagal, but we'll have to see how that goes with our Steven Seagal watch along that we're doing right now. You gotta let me know what we're doing for April. Are we doing a bad one? Are we doing a good one? I don't know, but I'm all on board for it. I'm a 1988 kid, so you're a few years ahead of me, Justin. That's 4 years ahead of me, 3 years ahead of Vince the Movie Man, but we're kind of in that same age range. My wife was born in 1987, so she's the second best thing to come out of 1987 because RoboCop came out that year as well. I am a 2000 kid. 2000. I have siblings. Like my sister was born in 2001, and I have two brothers who were born in 2002. Not related to each other. My parents got divorced, and they both actually had kids in their second marriages 3 months apart. If that's weird, right? He's dubbed and he's not Seagal. That's true. I've never really heard Jason Statham dubbed. I heard no good things about Squid Game 2 and 3. That's why I didn't watch them. But the first season was phenomenal, wasn't it? I never finished Mindhunter, but I do want to go back this summer. Yeah, that was one of the shows that got me hooked. But I'm also a really big David Fincher fan. I know that like not everybody liked Mank or The Killer, but I thought both of those movies were phenomenal. I like his style. I like how clean everything looks in his movies. He's a perfectionist, and it really shows on the screen. So even his lesser movies, the only movie I can honestly say I don't go back to for Fincher is Alien 3, and he's pretty much disowned that movie. And even that, it's like every like 5 or 6 years, I forget that it's not a great movie, and I go back and rewatch it. I'm just like, it's okay. It's not the worst Alien movie out there. It's fine. Like, it's still watchable. It's got some good ideas, but you can clearly tell that it's got studio interference that butchered it, which is always a shame. I'm just keeping Seagal fresh in John's mind. LOL. Yeah, well, Seagal always on the brain, isn't he? Rico here. You will be watching Yankees home opener tonight? Absolutely. On Netflix, which I don't like that, but it is what it is. I'll be watching that after I watch Scrubs. Here's what might be a real good team. We'll see. We'll have to see. I know Amazon MGM Films are through Allegiance Entertainment on physical media, so that's who should be getting the physical media 4K Blu-ray release then, right? Of Project Hail Mary, which, by the way, great film, guys. I did a short review on the channel. I'm kind of doing that for new movie reviews because I know new movie reviews don't do well, but the shorts do pretty good. So you'll get my quick thoughts on the film until the physical media release if I choose to buy them. And Project Hail Mary is definitely one that I want to grab. Loved all three seasons of Squid Game. Broke down and bought bootlegs, but then I don't feel bad for Netflix. They deserve it. Absolutely. Because if you're not going to put your stuff out on physical media, people who collect physical media, if there are bootlegs out there to grab it, absolutely. Because I never will understand. And I'm so glad that Netflix actually did this with Stranger Things, because you can just do this. Then it's the same thing I've been saying with Disney. License out the rights to a boutique label, because for people who are going to grab it on physical media, it doesn't hurt you at all. Like, let them grab it. It's what I've been hearing rumors about lately, is that Netflix is going to start putting their movies actually in theaters for a short run, before they go on Netflix or do day and date, which for people who just love to go to the theater, they'll go see it. It's just extra money for you. Like, so I don't get it. Like, I will go see a movie that Netflix puts out in theaters. Like, I would have saw Frankenstein in theaters if they played it by me. I would have saw that in an IMAX and Adobe theater, and I still would have kept my Netflix membership. Like, it wouldn't have hurt it. Like, I feel like that's for most people because like a lot of us enjoy the theater experience. Obviously, we all enjoy physical media. So it's just you're gonna make more revenue. Like, you're not gonna have people start canceling your memberships just because you put some of your stuff out on physical media. Put your best original movies out on physical media. Put your best shows out on physical media. It doesn't hurt it. Like, it's not going to drag your business down. I don't know who these people are in charge, but it just makes no logical sense. With Disney too, like putting out one movie on physical media, unless it's a new release, like a month, it's like ridiculous. Like, put more out. Like, you're holding movies hostage that we would actually buy. If you're not going to do it, license it out. Like, have Arrow Video, Criterion. Like, you've done it with Wally with Criterion Collection. Kino Lorber here in the United States. You can have other labels over in the UK and Australia. Like, have Umbrella do it. Like, just the physical media collectors will gobble it up. I don't know. I don't understand. It's just it feels like a lost business sense. Strange Thing box set is pretty fair price though, considering everything you get. It is. It is. It's just that's $175 is a hard one for me to swallow, especially since I'm not going to watch it anytime soon. I just rewatched the show, and I don't really have a desire to go back and rewatch it in July when this comes out. So I'll be buying it, and it'll just be sitting there until like I don't know when I'll ever get the chance to watch it again. I never have time to watch TV shows. I always start a show and never finish it. I'm probably gonna watch that at Rico. And they're releasing Mercy next month and also Fallout Season 2. So that's like kind of what got me hopeful is that I saw those were getting releases. So at least we'll be getting them for sure. Our Video and Criterion Collection are my favorite first non-mainstream physical media boutique labels that I consider independent physical media companies since I had checked out them. Those are actually my top two as well, buddy. I'm not sure how viewing will watch. How home viewing will watch. Okay. I'm not sure. All right, you let me know. Best villain in comedy. That's a good one actually. I probably Derek from Step Bros. I'm not sure home viewing will watch the screen. I gotta see Project Hail Mary. LOL. Uh, you match like I don't think it's gonna work as well at home, Project Hail Mary, but I'm still gonna watch it again at home. Happens a lot. I'll tell you, like, the biggest example of a movie that I saw in theaters that didn't translate well to home was the Avengers, the first Avengers movie. I did not like it as much at home as I did when I saw it in theaters. And actually, I've always kind of felt like it's a pretty weak meat movie overall. Once it loses its luster of seeing these guys all teaming up on the big screen. I can't say that about the sequels. Like, well, actually, all three of the sequels, but definitely, for the last two, I think those were very good movies that you can rewatch, and they work very well as a pair. Controversial opinion: I think Harry Potter show should be CGI animated to prevent the acting aging issue. So I think that they are filming them all like pretty quickly if I'm correct. I don't think there's going to be gaps. I think they're going to do one season a year, like they were supposed to do, like with the shows, like like as they're going through school each year, they're going to film a new season. So they did pretty well with the films. It's going to be weird that they're just kind of redoing the films, and I think just like fleshing out the books a little bit more. I don't know how I feel about it, but I mean, it's something I definitely want to check out. I don't want to re-sign up for HBO Max though. I got to be honest. That's a $28 I've enjoyed not paying, but that's kind of the thing about locking things behind streaming. I might have to, and I know my wife's gonna want it. Is the Missing in Action Rambo First Blood Part 2 pretty good? I'm not the world's biggest Rambo sequels fan. I think First Blood's the best, but I never run back to 2, 3, first just Rambo and Last Blood. Never run back. Best helper in an action movie. I gotta think about that. Dr. Evil. Oh, you're right. Dr. Evil is the best villain of all time in a comedy. Yeah, I don't really care for Fantastic Beasts at all. Just not great, unfortunately. I wish. I think I've only seen the last 3 Harry Potter films, and I think they end very well. Like, they split up Deathly Hallows Part 1 and Part 2. I think I'm in the minority who likes Deathly Hallows Part 1 more than Part 2, but I actually think they did a pretty good job with all the movies overall. I don't think any of them are really weak. You got to watch them as a franchise. I think that the 4th or 5th films probably I like the middle chapters actually, like 3, 4, 5. The Gauntlet of Fire is my favorite, definitely though, and that's the one that also has Robert Patterson in it. Common Valor is a rescue mission film set in Vietnam, stars Gene Hackman and Patrick Swayze. It's good, so I gotta actually check that out because that sounds really it's right up my alley. Phantasm was passable, the rest were not for me. Yeah, I guess that one's probably the best because we're being introduced to the characters, but I was not a big fan. What movie from 1987 would say describes your wife? I'd have to think. I'd have to look at a list of 1987 movies, but definitely not RoboCop. Oh, that's a good question though. That's actually a funny one. Asking dangerous questions. LOL. She's not watching, so I don't gotta worry about her getting upset with me. Excited to Excalibur Steelbook. Yes. I know a lot of people are excited about Excalibur. Anyone except Mill Creek or whatever they're called now? Yeah, Mill Creek's pretty good. They still do things, so I wouldn't say that they're terrible. I mean, I know that they don't put out the best stuff, but they're not awful. Stranger Things should set records for our video. Hopefully, will change some streamer owners' minds. That's the one reason why I might feel a little guilty about not grabbing it because I do want to support them putting this out. Like that's a big deal, and it's like I feel a little bit like almost like an obligation to pay for it, but I just know that I'm not going to watch it, and I could save that money and buy just some more movies, and like maybe put the movie money towards the actual new Harry Potter collection. Even though I am a little upset that there is no Dolby Vision, I do agree with that. It's a little bit it's a little disappointing on that end. Lionsgate is backtracking on the fix for Leprechaun 4K. They're saying the color was approved by Mark Jones, and he's gone now. I still think it's the wrong color space. I've heard this about that. Some people were really let down with the Leprechaun 4K Blu-ray. I didn't grab it. And honestly, now I feel pretty good about that. But that's just because I didn't grab it just because I'm not like the world's biggest Leprechaun fan. I had enough people telling me I look like a leprechaun to like grab a film about myself. But the 4K seemed a little bit expensive, and I don't know what's going on with Lionsgate Limited. It doesn't feel like we're getting a ton from them this year. I would like them. I've been waiting for like Kill Bill, The Whole Bloody Fair, which we know is coming, and Scream 4. And this month we're getting The Ninth Gate, and I just I'm not a huge fan of that movie at all, actually. So I'm like, I'm not gonna grab that. It saves a little bit of money because we are getting so much, but I'm waiting for some of those big heavy hitters. We'll have to see. I'm also still hoping we get the Hateful Eight and Django Unchained on 4K Blu-ray. Shooter McGavin was another good villain. I eat piece of shit like you for breakfast. You eat piece of shit for breakfast? No. Well, good for Mr. Gilmore. My God. I believe that's Mr. Gilmore's jacket. Ben Stiller is very underrated in that movie as well. He's actually has the funniest moment in the entire movie where he's talking. He's like, the lady's like, my hands hurt. Oh, your hands hurt? Well, now your back's gonna hurt because you just pulled landscaping duty. Does anyone else's hands hurt? No. Well, that's a mighty fine trophy, Mr. Gavin. Mr. Gilmore. Rambo's same as Stranger Things. 1, 4, 2, 3, 5. Yeah, I'd probably go 1, 3, 4, 2, 5 if I was gonna go off the top of my head. But it's like a big gap. Like I don't even want to grab the 5-film collection. I'm gonna wait till they separate them out so I could just buy First Blood because I don't need to see the sequels again. I'm pretty sure. Big Earn McCracken might be the best villain. Should have thought about it sooner. See, I didn't think about it. That's the thing. It's going off the top of my head. But Bill Murray is Ernie McCracken. Big Earn is hysterical. Again, another one of my favorite lines in film history is from that movie, where he's like, "What do you have to say about the paternity suit against you?" Well, first off, that girl's a stone cold liar because I pulled out on her real early. It's just fucking insane. Hey, not you. Hey. Big Earn. I love Ernie McCracken. He's amazing. I think Cold Stranger Things Tales from 85. That's the new one coming out, right? Like that takes place after between seasons 1 and 2, I want to say, or between 2 and 3, the animated series. Kind of excited about that. Yeah, that's a Bullock. 1980 film that describes your wife outrageous fortune. She is a lucky lady to have me, that's for sure. I'll tell you that. Jaws the Revenge 1987 movie that describes my ex, but then again, we do have Fatal Attraction from that year too, and Predator. She's probably more like the Predator. She's definitely not a Fatal Attraction situation. She loves animals, and I don't think she would. Obviously, I've never cheated on my wife, so I don't think that she's gonna pull something fucking psychotic on me. Then again, I gotta just say it. Never found Glenn Close that attractive in there for Michael Douglas to be cheating on his wife like with her. I get what they were trying to go for, but it just doesn't do it for me. And then Glenn Close has never done it for me. I guess even like if you go all the way back to like The Big Chill or like Reversal for nothing from me with her. Great actress though, but as far as sensual, she's not mine. Hello, good sir. What's up, Tony the Lone Rider Smith? How you doing, buddy? Maybe Lethal Weapon. Yeah. I guess, that's a good one to describe her, I guess. She's a loving wife, like Murtaugh's wife. She definitely is more like in line with that, I would say. She's a good cook. Actually, Murtaugh's wife is a horrible cook. My wife actually is a very good cook, I must admit. Uh Want to reclaim some shelf release, probably will pick up new Potter box set and get the individual pick up and get rid of the individual releases. See, I already have a box set. I got the 8-film collection on Blu-ray years ago, but I have been waiting to upgrade to 4K, and this might be my chance, might be my opportunity. I have pre-ordered Blu-ray box set of Devil's Candy by Second Sight Film yesterday. I never heard about that nice indie horror film in my life. I saw that got announced. I've never seen that, but it did look pretty interesting. You would go to sleep, or I will put you to sleep. Stiller was awesome. That Mr. lady? I think I just killed her. Is the rewatchables struggling? I still love the rewatchables. It's still one of my favorite podcasts. I listen to it every week. The Big Picture over there on the Ringer. I don't think they're struggling. I really enjoyed CR Month. There's some episodes that are like, when they don't have the right group together or just kind of feels like they half-assed it, where I'm like, this one was like a passable episode, but it's still one of the go-to shows that I look forward to every single week. So I can't say that I've been too disappointed by it, but I know what people, I've heard that before actually. So I'm not too worried about it, but I can't say that it's also been firing on every single cylinder, but it's also, I get it. It's the Ringer. They got to put out a lot of shows, but I would we got Fargo. I was very excited about that. Nice Guys just came out. To Live and Die in LA. I feel like me and Chris Ryan have very similar taste. I will say the best thing about season 5 of Stranger Things is at the ending. It was perfect. I do think that the last episode is very good. Where a lot of shows have a lot of trouble sticking the landing on the very last episode. I actually have no issue with how Stranger Things wrapped up their show. I thought they did a great job with that. I do completely agree. The Prince stuff really worked for me, but of course it was going to work for me. Do Hard to Kill. Hard to Kill, my God. Agreed, Bulak. Don't think there was a dry eye with anyone who watched it. No, there was not. It wrapped up perfectly. Like I always said, I could forgive the last season enough as long as they wrap the show up well, and they did. They wrapped the show up very, very well. Fine, thanks. And yourself? Okay, you guys are just talking to each other. And Insomniac, his weekly donation of 10 Let's Talk Media and Entertainment Media memberships. Thank you so much, buddy. So there's 10 new friends of the channel. Thank you guys. I thank you, Insomniac. I really appreciate it. Now you guys get my videos a little bit earlier, and I got 5 videos I got to start editing, starting with Killers of the Flower Moon, Mimic, Jurassic World. I've filmed all these videos. Network. Got plenty more coming. Everything I saw in March, I'll be filming pretty soon once March wraps up. And got some other 4Ks in the pipe. Frankenhooker should be here any day now, so I'm excited about that. So thank you so much, Insomniac. I really appreciate it, buddy. Kind of want to pick up Deadly Blessing from Kino when it comes out. Early Wes Craven and Sharon Stone. Yes, I actually had that on the list of movies to talk about today. That is getting a 4K Blu-ray release. One of the Wes to grab that. It's a pretty good film. I'm one of the big defenders of Shocker, so that's kind of like one that maybe I'll like it more on rewatch on 4K, but I'll definitely be grabbing Deadly Blessing on 4K Blu-ray. I do want to add that to the Wes Craven collection. I still have to grab Red Eye too, which is weird. Me and girlfriend are waiting for new Blu-rays of Arnie to arrive next week, like Pusher Trilogy. Oh, Pusher Trilogy is great. I still have to grab that as well. Some Studio Canal 4K Blu-ray discs, and at least 3 Blu-rays of Warner Archive UK. You guys are cleaning up. Glad you guys are picking up and supporting physical media. Speaking of Criterion Flash sale, I decided to get some titles that are not getting any last year. Yeah, I had, like I said, I had to save a little bit of money. I didn't really have a ton lying around, so I only grabbed Beyond the Valley of Dolls on Blu-ray because I'm going to be reviewing that. And I got most of the 4Ks I want. The only ones I still haven't got are like Birth. I really wanted to grab that. I'll grab that the next time. I still want to grab Wings of Desire, so I'll wait till the Barnes and Noble 50% off sale, and I'll hope I'm in a better financial position to grab more. But I'm glad you got to grab some stuff. Men with hot wives will cheat when they lesser looking woman. Example: Arnold cheating on his wife with the housekeeper. Remember that? I make fun of this all the time. Like the guy couldn't have fucking had. I mean, listen, it's his fault. He shouldn't have cheated on his wife. He had a beautiful wife. I mean, but he's Arnold Schwarzenegger. He probably thought he can get away with it. But how fucking unlucky is Arnold Schwarzenegger that he cheated on his wife with the maid, and the kid looks out of all his kids looks the most like him. Like, what did she think? Like once the kid started growing up, being like, "Hey, did you notice that the maid's son looks a lot like you?" Oh, does he? I can't do an Arnold. I didn't notice that. I can't do Arnold. I really can't. No, just very strange that he looks just like me. That's more like a Spanish. I can't do accents. I'm really bad at them. I've noticed that. I am Arnold. I didn't know that the kid looked like me. It's just offensive at this point. But yeah, it's ridiculous that he thought there was no way he could get away with that after seeing what that kid looked like. But it's absolutely insane. Why you gotta bang the maid? Like, come on, like of all the people, like the person in your house. I got Yee Happiness, Happiness I own as well. Pee Wee's Big Adventure, all on 4K. I was actually out of Barnes and Nobles and I was gonna grab Yee. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right. And Pee Wee's Big Adventure, I've been on the fence about. I'm not the world's biggest Pee Wee fan, but I do kind of want to complete the Tim Burton collection, so I might grab it, perhaps. But that's a nice list. I went pretty hard yesterday, not enough to get a $50 certificate though, but halfway. Oh, so you're at 250 bones then, huh? I'm only I think I'm only at like 200 myself on there to get that. Better 19 minutes to describe your wife. Angel Heart. Oh my God. Louis Cypher. How do we not see that? I'm a big Angel Heart guy. Really, truly have always felt like that's one of the most underrated films ever. Honestly, I love that movie. But yeah, that scene, that rape scene is fucking crazy. And to think, this poor Denise from the Cosby Show, Insomnia from the Top Rope. Oh yeah, Insomnia is a great man, great man. Guys, the world's about to end. We're gonna fight the final boss now, but I have one thing to tell you guys. I'm gay. Hi, Mike. Yeah, that was the most ridiculous thing on the whole show. Was like how they had that actually wasn't the most ridiculous thing of the last season of Stranger Things. Like that was a little bit ridiculous, but the episode before when with what's her name, Max and Mike's sister, when they're running around and they get to the portals and they're like, oh, we're gonna get out of here, and then as they get there she's like, oh, this one's just for me, you have to go find your own way. I'm like, you, and then they're having a full-blown conversation while the world's about to end for like 5 minutes. I'm just like, this is ridiculous. So out of everything in the whole last season, the end of that episode was more frustrating than that. Both of them just dumb decisions as far as like pacing. Like I'm like, you're telling us it's gonna end, but we gotta stop this. I had $30 in store credit I had to use because they're going to expire. So that's the main reason why I got it in the flash sale. Hey, you got to use that. So I completely understand, and absolutely keep grabbing stuff. And I'll get stuff on the next time around. But that's that's awesome. You got a nice list, a nice stack of movies there. No, I was talking to you. Were you talking to me? Oh, I'm a little confused as to where. Just in case we die, I want you to know I love the dog. Yeah, well, had to get it out. Had to get it out. To watch you be tortured by a Seagal review. LOL. I want more people to watch that review because I thought it was a good review, and I guess people aren't really searching for Attack Force, which I understand. But I'm looking forward to see what April's Seagal movie is going to be. Gotta leave me in the air for it. Rocketeer. Rocketeer is a good movie too. Hopefully we get that one on 4K eventually. We'll see. Rocketeer or Phantasm or Phantom. Yeah, I gotta agree. Rocketeer is absolutely the way to go. And I'm gonna add the wheel to here. We'll do the digital code giveaway while we chat more because we still got some stuff we got to talk about that I haven't even gotten to yet because there's always so much. But I'm gonna shuffle this up. And let me see, make sure it's on here. Perfect. Let me make sure the volume is off. Perfect as well. And we'll spin that magic wheel. And we'll see who our two lucky winners of the digital code giveaway are. Dude, if me and Frank did a commentary for something, I think me and Frank would have fun. Like, I think we'd have to do a horror movie, but right off the top of my head, I think me and Frank would have a good time doing commentary on Con Air. I think we'd have fun with that. Oh, Shane. Shane's been a very long time supporter of the channel. So it's nice to see him pop in. He's going to be really excited to go ahead. 5. That's always cool to see one of the old timers get the win. Let's see, May 20, March. Does that say March or May? March. Hopefully, it's my sister's birthday. So Shane gets the first code, and the second code is going to go. Could it be Scotty Guns 2 weeks in a row, or is it going to be Ryan Ja? Looks like it's going to be Ryan Ja. All right, congratulations, guys. Let me show you the digital codes. Getting a little low on them, but I got plenty. I still think that's the first list. And that's the second list. So make sure you guys reach out to me at the email address, letstalkentmt@gmail.com. Let me know which of the digital codes you want. As long as the other winner doesn't take it, that one is all yours. Always go reach me out to always could reach out to me on Instagram, Facebook, and the artist formerly known as Twitter as well. Next week, guys, for all our channel producers at Hire, we will be doing our physical media giveaway. So I'll put out a picture of that, but I can always show you guys too. But for the producer hire, got some movies for you guys. Jurassic Park is now in the mix. Nightmare on Elm Street, Pulp Fiction, the Lego Batman movie, Color Out of Space, The Ring on Blu-ray Steelbook, which I don't think anyone's ever going to take that. The Thing on 4K, The Crow on 4K, The Terminator on 4K, 7 on 4K, and last but not least, Nightcrawler 4K Steelbook. So those are all up for grabs if you are a producer or hire. Also, I just wanted to show you guys one thing that did get announced that I'm not too excited about, but I know a lot of people are going to be excited about, and that is Avatar 3 officially announced for its 4K Blu-ray release with a nice Steelbook. I'm not an Avatar guy, but I want to hear your thoughts on this as well. It's not just me. Let's see. Angel Heart is so good. Love the Coney Island scene and that dude on the beach in the middle of winter. LOL. I know. Oh man, it's such a good Mickey Rourke, man. Like, it's crazy how different he looks. I know he was a boxer and he just got the shit kicked out of him, but man, the guy can act. And Robert De Niro is a great villain who you don't even see coming as a villain in that movie. Absolutely just love that movie. Always been a big fan. Have you seen Space Ice's review of Attack Force? No, you're the second person to say that, though. I guess I have to go back and check that out because they must have really ripped it apart. And for good reason. There's a lot to rip apart in that movie. They probably did a full scene-by-scene breakdown, right? We need to get the wrestler on 4K. Rourke has some good performances. He's a great actor. And The Wrestler is a fantastic film. I think my cousin recently watched it and he hated the ending, but I'm like, you know what happens to him. I'm not gonna spoil it here because anyone's not hasn't seen the Wrestler, but you kind of know what happens. I really do like The Wrestler though. That's a very who directed that one? Danny Arkoski, who did The Fountain and everything like that, Pie and Requiem for a Dream. I know I'm drawing a blank on the name, but good director also, but very good movie. Very good movie. I picked up a 35 Clint Eastwood DVD collection for $18. That's an absolute steal. Clint Eastwood, one of our great actors / directors. I've always loved Clint Eastwood movies. So that's an absolute steal. $35. You really can't beat that. And the Bridges of Madison County included in that. Oh, I wonder actually. No, you and Frank need to do a commentary on Backdraft. That's the move. We have to get Frank to do Backdraft. I still can't believe he hasn't seen it. I'm just gonna do a review of it. That's what's gonna end up having to happen. Damn, would love some of those. Yeah, some of the digital, some of those physical. Hey, if you're a producer or hire, I believe so. That's a good movie. The Terminator 1 4K slip is near impossible to find. Don't want to say what I paid for it. And to think, do I have it? No slip cover on it. I have the Steelbook. I bought the Steelbook because that's my favorite film ever. But listen, anything you pay for the Terminator is worth it in my opinion because it's a masterpiece. I'm still boycotting all James Cameron stuff. LOL. Yeah. It's pretty depressing. I told you guys at the beginning of the podcast, I was born in 92. So 5 years old, Titanic came out. I love Titanic. Since then, all we've gotten is 3 Avatar movies. I saw Avatar 1 in theaters. I saw Avatar 2 in theaters, and I just don't like these movies. So I haven't even seen Avatar 3 yet. And he's basically committed his entire life, the last 30 years, to these Avatar films. And it's crazy to me. Like, I can't even include the guy who directed my favorite film of all time in like the best directors of all time. Even though he did other great movies, like he did Aliens, obviously Terminator 2, I think is the greatest sequel of all time. But I love The Abyss. I also really do like True Lies. Like he's a phenomenal director, but 30 years like to a franchise that I just do not care about. They make fucking money. They look great, like that. Their leaps in technology are very impressive, but I don't care about the Na'vi or whatever the hell they're called. I just don't care. Like I've seen better versions of these movies, but I just think it's like for people who like really like the tech. I don't know. It's just not. They're movies that are not for me. But I know that people absolutely love them. Ooh, I love A Perfect Storm without Redapt without Wahlberg. He ain't coming back to do anything. But I do like A Perfect Storm is a great film from 2000. I'm getting Avatar 3. I'm sure I'm in the minority when it comes to Avatar. I know people love it. Wrestler is amazing. Such a good movie. I just noticed your profile picture. I never even really looked at it. It's just a monkey eating, what is that? Just popcorn? Looks like cheddar popcorn. I'm the same guy. Don't watch Five Reasons Why one though. I'm just don't watch the Five Reasons Why though. That's it. Aronofsky. That's how you pronounce it. Darren Aronofsky. Okay, now it all comes back. The Fountain's a very mixed movie for me. Pie's great though, and obviously I really like Requiem for a Dream. The one chick is naked like the whole time. Marissa Tomei. Marissa Tomei, beautiful, and also phenomenal actress, and deserved her Academy Award for My Cousin Vinny. Darren Aronofsky. Yeah. I know of two movies that sold out during the Criterion Flash sale: Network and Pee Wee's Adventure. Were there others? I'm not sure, but Network is a great 4K Blu-ray with a fantastic new documentary about I'm going to pronounce his name wrong. Patty Chayefsky, the writer of that movie. Chayefsky. That's it. And he's the guy who also wrote The Hospital and Marty, but he wrote Network. And Network, I think, is one of the best films ever, especially after this rewatch. I think that movie should have won the Academy Award in 1976 over Rocky. I know that's crazy to say, but All the President's Men came out that year, but I think that Network really has stood the test of time, and it's a very original film with a great, great script. Just a phenomenal movie, and I see why it sold out. It's not the box that ruined Mickey Rourke's face; it was the plastic surgery. I think the plastic surgery was to correct everything that got fucked up when he wanted to become a boxer, but he doesn't even look like a man anymore. He looks like Cher if she did crack for like 15 years. Like he looks absolutely atrocious now. I don't know what the hell happened. Killers of the Flower Moon 4K sold out too, which also makes sense. Phenomenal 4K. Again, not going to spoil the review here, but phenomenal 4K. Someone on Reddit said at the Criterion over 120,000 orders yesterday. They're flushed now. People, they're expensive, and like if you can get a movie for 20 to 25 bucks, like if you get the Blu-ray for 20 or the 4K for 25, it's an absolute steal for what they put into their packaging. They really check almost every single box. Very different from, especially compared to a studio label. But I still think that they're top dog when it comes to physical media. It's them or Arrow Video. They're jockeying for position for me. But I still think that I might give the edge to Criterion. I know that not everyone cares about the films that Criterion puts out, but I love them. I really do. That's the physical media company I have the most of, and that's actually the first physical media company I really started collecting from. My first one was Robert Altman's The Player, and I've been going ever since. I love the Criterion collection. And it's actually one of the only streaming services I pay for is the Criterion channel as well. Avatar 1 is the bomb. The sequel sucked though. I saw back when you had to see movies at midnight, the first Avatar. I saw it at midnight, and like I just remember walking out like just so deflated. I really didn't like it. I've seen it two more times since. Still don't like it. I only saw two once. I saw it in theaters. They're just so long, and I'm bored to tears while watching them. And I really can't see myself watching Avatar 3 anytime soon, unless somebody pays me to. The best thing for physical media would be another replication plan. That is the bother thing right now. That is the bottleneck thing. That is what's causing a lot of issues with reprints and everything like that. Why things sell out so fast and why it takes so long, because everything's on back order. Because it's almost like, all right, you printed out your discs, now you go to the back of the line and you can do a reprint sometime later after we get through all these other discs. And physical media, I think, is like kind of coming back in a big way. Heroin's coming back in a big way. Pulp Fiction, for people who don't know. And I really do feel like more people are starting to collect and notice. And obviously, everything that happened with Criterion, now with Stranger Things, I'm hoping that studios realize and they can open up another plant. It's hard to justify. I get that. I think that there's more plants in Mexico than there are in the United States, but we only have one here, and that's crazy. And it's that's also what's driving the prices up is the demand. Uh, Avatar movies are bad, and I love them. Well, I listen. Don't let me take away from anyone who loves Avatar. They're not for me. Ever checked out Mickey Rourke in the film Fade to Black? One of his first. Yes, Fade to Black is very good as well. That's a good one. I agree with you 100%. I feel like when the Sting left the police and put out his solo stuff, what a waste. I do like some solo stuff from Sting, I'll admit, but yeah, it does feel like we've wasted 30 years of James Cameron where we could have got so much more. I'm not saying he had to go in there and do like the Terminator sequels. He didn't have to come out and say every single Terminator sequel was good though. That was a little bit ridiculous, but he did. And I don't know. I feel like we've lost so much time, like the golden years of James Cameron because he wanted. And listen, it's his life. He can do what he wants. He clearly loves just floating around the ocean and doing things like that, and he can do what he wants. Dark Phrase, and not kidding. But James Cameron wrote Dark Fate and praised Genesis. Not kidding. I don't. I remember when he came out and praised Genesis, which is by far the worst Terminator film. By far, it's not even close. That's because they fuck around with the original, and you just don't do that. I got Pee Wee and the Wes Anderson. You got the Wes Anderson collection, Cowabunga, dude. I flirted with it. I wanted it, but again, $250. I don't have it. I really don't. Blasphemy. Oh, I knew what you were gonna. You're referring to Rocky, right? When I said about network, I knew that one was gonna hurt you, David. I knew it, but I gotta speak my truth here for the world to hear. James Cameron makes money. If you go see Terminator, since he owns the rights, of course he's gonna say go see it, even if it's complete garbage. I hate that he does that though. Like, just I know you listen. That's always the problem with any movie when it first comes out, is that they're always gonna promote it. They're gonna say it's great. Everybody who worked in the movie is gonna say it's great. They're gonna go on the talk shows. They're gonna say it's amazing. They all had a great time. It's not until years later when they all finally start telling the truth. It's just like just don't say anything then. I mean, you don't fucking make me go out and see Genesis in theaters because and then Dark Fate, when John Connor got shot, I felt like my childhood got shot in the face. So and don't fuck around with the first two movies. Like, they're the best. And that's what Dark Fate and Genesis both do. That's a sin. Like, at least 3 and Salvation, they're telling their original stories and continuing the plot. But Genesis and Dark Fate are doing what like a lot of the Jurassic World movies are doing, and they're like playing around with the original. And you just don't do that. Rocky's hard to beat. I'll have to revisit Network on 4K on the way. Yeah, I love Network, and I got a review for that coming out, and I think that I'll shine a little bit more light on my feelings on that movie and why I think it's honestly pretty close to a masterpiece. Rocky, I love Rocky. I do. The thing is, 1976 is just one of those stacked years at the top. We had 3 great movies. We had All the President's Men, and we had Rocky, and we had Network. And I just think that Network is just slightly better than the other 2 movies. I would probably go Network, Rocky, All the President's Men off the top of my head. But I really like All the President's Men too. I think that's also a phenomenal movie. Just one of those great film years. It's hard to beat that. And but Network is just, it's a special film. It's an original film too. It's just, there's nothing else like Network. There really isn't. Especially when it comes to like the way that those characters are written and the monologues. Oh, there's only like a handful of Criterions I want to own. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people feel like that with the Criterion collection. It's always appealed to me, but not for everybody. My name comes from the net, a somewhat forgettable Sandra Bullock film from Sony, early internet identity theft thriller. Yeah, from the mid 1990s, around the same time as Hackers. It's a good movie. It's just we didn't know what the internet was yet, but still, very good movie. I make a row at the latest. He looks like Val Kilmer in Heat. Grew his hair out, out blonde. Did he? I don't know what he's doing, man. I mean, they tried to get him for WrestleMania 25 with Chris Jericho, just did not work out. I love that one. See it. Then that's good though. Like, that's a good cheesy 90s movie. I don't have a problem with that. It's better than 2, but the new fire chick is the only good thing in the film. I'll have to take your word for it. I really just can't imagine myself sitting down and watching that movie. I can't do it. I can't do it. I feel like Jimmy Conway, played by De Niro in Goodfellas. I won't have it. They just sit around talking. I can't do it. Like, like I feel like that. I can't. like my wife, like I had like a morality complex, I guess, more. I don't know what you would even call it. When Avatar 3 came out, I was like, I gotta watch it just for the channel, and she's like, why, you hate them? I'm like, I know, but I'm like, I feel like I gotta put like a review out or let people know what I think. And she's like, she's like, you don't like them. I'm like, you're right. I don't like them. I have to be honest. I do not like the Avatar movies. I am very sorry. I took a Friday to see Avatar 1 4K re-release and didn't want to go. And I was like, give it a chance. And afterwards, they thanked me and said it blew them away. Like I said, I'm pretty sure, like, I think they're mixed. I've met a lot of people who don't like the Avatar movies, but um, I tried Avatar 1 for the last time before I saw Avatar 2. And I did a review for Avatar 2. And I liked it in theaters. Like, I like them. Like, I like, but I also feel like I'm trying to like them because everyone else likes them. Where I'm really bored by them. Like, I need more than just good visuals. And honestly, like I get what they're going for, but like they're still in front of fucking like green screens, and these aren't real people. Like they're real people, like, and then they're covered up to be fucking the Navi, and it just does nothing for me. I'd still rather see people on a practical fucking set that they just built, wearing like regular costumes and just interacting like it's the 1980s all again. Like that's still filmmaking to me. But hey, I'm strange. True story. I get why people like it. David's still laughing at me about Rocky. Sorry, David. I feel like I let you down. How could you not like Genesis? Jai Courtney is in it. Well, oh man, Genesis hurt, man. Genesis really hurt. I think that I might actually have Genesis on 4K. I'm pretty sure I do because my cousin Matt, who I just don't think has it in him to really say that a movie's bad. It's rare. I think he didn't like Halloween Ends, but he watched it like 3 times. But I remember walking out with him for Genesis, and I just recently saw Scream 7 with him too. And this motherfucker liked that movie. I just don't think he can put a critical hat on or anything. I'm like, really? You like that movie? Like some movies are bad, buddy. Like, and that's a bad one. Oh man. Jai Courtney is film cancer. He's just so fucking bland. He was all right in Suicide Squad. When I get home from work, I'll show you what I picked up from the antique store. It's where I get a lot of my older movies. You have some cool stuff. You showed me that Jaws thing you have, which I got to send to David because I think David would really appreciate that as an avid Jaws fan. His part in Suicide Squad was small, but I mean it was hard to f it up. LOL. Okay, so you're just okay. At least we're on the same spot on that. He's good in that, but yeah, like you said, he's in an ensemble cast. When you're asking him to do a lot of work, uh, it's not going to work out. Plus, he played in Australia as opposed to an American, which works better for him, I think. That's always where he belongs, is doing things like that. For 1976, I liked Outlaw, Josie Wells, and The Omen, and Network. All those are great movies too. Outlaw, Josie Wells is fantastic. The Omen is one of the best, obviously, as far as horror movies, but I still think Network is the best of them. In my opinion, of course. Whoever thought that Jai Cardi could fill Michael Bean's shoes as Kyle Reese should be fired and banned from the film industry. And then Elizabeth Clark as freaking Linda Hamilton. That didn't work as well either. And calling the Terminator Pops. Why do you do these things? Like, who thought that was a good idea? Like, I don't. What? Why? And it's like, that's my baby. That's the Terminator. And you shot it in the face. Avatar, you got to watch in theaters. It's not meant to watch at home. Yeah, that's probably where it's supposed to be seen. So maybe one day I'll go to the theater and I'll suck it up. I'll suck it up. Would the Avatar movie if they were only 2 hours max? I mean, it'd be easier to get through than like a 3 hour Avatar movie that they're all long and I just have not, like I said, I just didn't enjoy the first two. And I can't imagine myself wanting to like sit down and watch the other one because, and I think he's going to make the fourth and fifth because they make money. That's the one thing. Like it's almost guaranteed that if an Avatar film comes out, it'll make $1 billion. So, uh, it is what John is an Ava fan. I like Ava, but not Avatar. The same guy who said it should have been McLean's son. Yeah, well, that's true too. That's the other big problem. I wanted to pick up the Bruce Lee collection also, but I ran out of money. Next time, maybe. Baby. Yeah, well, listen, the Bruce Lee collection is also something that is probably worth your time and money. I forgot Taxi Drive and Carrie were also, yeah, what a year 76 was, right? One of the great years in film. Probably one that doesn't get appreciated enough. Taxi Driver is another great film. That one's really also like grows on you the more older you get. David and I were talking about that pretty recently, but I've always really liked Taxi Driver. I forgot all about that. Let's see. Make an Avatar comedy. It'd be better than the real thing. Halloween Ends is 1,000 times better than Terminator Genesis. No, you're absolutely right about that. Terminator Genesis is way worse, even though I don't really like Halloween Ends and the Corey Cunningham character. Still better than Genesis. And Halloween Ends is mid at best. I don't even know if I could put it at mid. I didn't need the father stunt story where fucking Michael's taking a kid under his belt over there and showing him the way about being a murderer, and he's wearing his own little stupid mask. Fucking dumb. At least they got the big head-on collision at the very end to like make it worth it a little bit. What's the actor that you want to see win an Oscar? Me personally, I really want to see Paul Giamatti get one. Yeah, and I thought we were going to do that a couple years ago, but we didn't get it. I would love to see Paul Giamatti get one as well. Who do I want to see? My favorite actors that have all pretty much gotten their Oscars, like Emma Stone. Off the top of my head, Tessa Thompson. I love or Zazie Beetz. I would love to see them like do some kick-ass work and get recognized with an Academy Award as far as actresses go. Actors, I'm trying to think who hasn't won one yet. Like Timothée Chalamet, he's never really been like my kind of guy. Robert Patterson, I've really come around on him. I can't believe Michael B. Jordan got one. I'm really happy for him. So that's Wagner Moura. I think he did such a good job this year. And I heard he's rumored to be the new James Bond villain. I would like to see him get a little bit more recognition as well. So that's also a good one. Austin Butler will definitely get one sometime down the line also. But I think Robert Patterson, I think he's put in the work, and we've moved past the Twilight movies, thank God. But we'll have to see. Mr. Smelly Potato, our channel bankroll member. What's up, buddy? Thank you for popping in. Hopefully you're having a great day, man. Always good to see you. He doesn't have one? What the fuck? Yeah, a lot of people don't have one, which is crazy actually. Uh, that's just how unfortunately they'll get him eventually. The only reason I go back to Terminator is to watch Lee Bong Hung. He's good. I mean, like, the whole movie just really bothers me, but he did pretty good as the Terminator. Oh no, as one of the Terminators. Oh no, I will put David to shame as a Jaws fan. I don't know. I mean, I'd be curious. I'd like to see the Pepsi challenge on that between you two, but David is the biggest Jaws fan I've ever met. Like, he's insane when it comes to Jaws. He knows everything about the movie. He has so many collectibles. Um, I learned something new about Jaws from him all the time, and he did something that's a miracle. I was never the world's biggest Jaws fan, and I've really learned to like make that a once a year watch and really appreciate the film. Like I said, I think it just never really struck me, but it's still an incredibly made film because it is Jaws and Spielberg, and it's got so much to say. Jason Clarke is also a terrible choice for John Connor. Remember when they were putting him in like every major blockbuster? Oh my god, I know. For a while there, they were trying to make him the next big thing. They did try Jason Clarke. I will go to bat for one movie for his. I don't know if you ever saw it. He plays Ted Kennedy. It's called Chappaquiddick. I saw it in theaters. I always really loved the cinematography of that movie, and I thought he was very good. Jason Clarke has his moments, but yeah, I just never thought he had the face, like, and then to be John Connor, like that never made sense to me. He doesn't look like. Then again, we've never really, other than Eddie Furlong, who he doesn't even give the greatest performance, but we've never actually had somebody play John Connor twice. Isn't that crazy? From every movie except for obviously the first Terminator, John Connor's only mentioned, but from Terminator 2 on, we have two John Connors in Terminator 2 because we have the adult version as well. So, it's pretty crazy in my opinion. Also, the Big Bus prequel to Airplane. I love Airplane, man. What a masterpiece. If I have time tonight, I'll do a video on all my Jaws stuff. LOL. Well, I'll make sure I have to check it out. I'll probably watch it in the morning if I remember. But yeah, if you got it all, I would love to see it. I thought Michael Myers body, and I'll send it to David too. Michael Myers body swapping to something else would be an interesting idea, but they feel like they chickened out doing reshoots or something, and that's why the film sucks. I just really didn't like the Corey Cunningham character. Did not understand that choice at all, in my opinion. Didn't really make a lot of logical sense. It just didn't feel like the first two movies. Now, I'm one of the avid defenders of Halloween Kills. I just like Michael doing his thing, and that's pretty much what he does through that whole movie. I know that people felt like that was a big step down from 2018, which is a step down slightly. I like Kills, but Ends. Oh my god, that's just I hated it. I really did. I haven't seen it since though. Did anyone see the Peanut Butter Falcon? That's a good movie. I love the movie. It came out right before the COVID and got lost, unfortunately. No, the Peanut Butter Falcon is a great movie. Shia LaBeouf, that was like supposed to be his comeback film. Now he's just getting drunk and fighting people in New Orleans. What a shame. What a shame. Tom Cruise needs an Oscar. Yeah, Tom Cruise, that's a huge one. Um, people are saying maybe this year, but I don't think so. I don't think he'll ever get the Academy Award if I'm being 100% honest. And he deserves it. Like, obviously, he's one of our all-time. I think if he didn't get it in the 80s, and I always felt like he was really overlooked in Rain Man because of Dustin Hoffman, but I've always said that I felt like Tom Cruise gave the better performance in that movie, and he's just so committed to action, mainly because I feel like he probably felt like he got screwed over in '99 with like Magnolia, where that maybe should have been the time we honored him, but it didn't happen that year. But still, I would love to see Tom Cruise. I mean, if just his commitment to cinema alone should, or no, but I want to see one support my main man, Shia LaBeouf. Yeah. But what do you think about him? What he's doing now? I mean, listen, I'll always go back to Holes. I remember me. Super thank God. Remember me. I just watched Coco, by the way. The Asian T1000, like, why? Laugh at him, makes zero sense. He's actually very good, though. Did very good as that Terminator. I really felt like it. It was great. The whole movie managed to feel real, but also uplifting. Yes, it was very uplifting. And that actor, the younger guy, did a phenomenal job in the Peanut Butter Falcon. I just finished watching Terminator 2. Mr. Smelly Potato, it sounds like you had a great night because Terminator 2 is never a bad choice. Always a great time. The greatest sequel of all time. Uh, yes, that is exactly what it's about. Chappaquiddick is about the Kennedy car crash. Martha Muckley. Yep. And it has one just very cheesy line. Ed Helms is in the movie as well. He does a great job, but it's just like when he rolls down the window after that, I'm not going to be president. It's like, come on. But really, I really thought Chappaquiddick was a great movie. Really enjoyed that one. I could always recommend at least Chappaquiddick as far as Jason Clarke, good performances. Let's see. Terminator is another series that should be rebooted as a CG film. I mean, they're gonna reboot it eventually, and honestly, I think that's the only way you can go. Stop with Arnold and just do something new with it because if they're gonna keep trying, and I've come to terms with that. Even like listen, my entire life, all we've gotten are pretty like average to bad Terminator sequels. They'll never get close to Terminator 1 and 2. Might as well try something different at this point. I'm just saying they could have explained the shape or whatever evil entity is what's in Michael Myers or done something. The guy placing Corey Haim, they did a good job. Yes, and I should also point out, I don't know if you saw Silent Night, Deadly Night from last year, which by the way is the best Silent Night, Deadly Night film. The same actor who played Corey Cunningham, plays the lead in that, did a phenomenal job. So nothing against the actor. You're only given material and you can only do the best you can. So nothing against the actor at all. He did a great job. The movie does him no service. Not doesn't do him a good service, I should say. Bring it at yours. Well, see that's what I'm saying. Gonna have to get you and Insomniac in a room and fight it out. I can't compete. Had potential, but when Kills is so bad and unsavable. See, I like Kills, so I'm in the minority on that one. That's for sure. The movie became a YouTube member. Thank you, Vince the Movie Man. I appreciate that. I can't see on here what tier you joined, but I appreciate you becoming a channel member, my buddy. Hope I'll be able to look a little bit later, but I appreciate you becoming a channel member. I know you're a big fan of me, which I really do appreciate. And I appreciate all you guys. I'm wondering if I can actually look and see. I guess I can't yet. Vince, oh, you're a producer, so you're in the giveaway. Awesome. We do that giveaway every single month, buddy. So, I'll have you on the wheel next week. I got to make sure I put a note in my phone for that. But yeah, you'll be on the wheel next week for the physical media giveaway along with Insomniac, our newest channel director. Someone made a joke years ago, but thank you so much, Vince. I really appreciate it. Made a joke years ago for a new Oscar. Sorry we screwed you last time. Here's an Oscar presented by Denzel Washington and Martin Scorsese. Well, this is my biggest problem with the Academy Awards. Now, you guys saw I put a bunch of shorts out. And I love the Academy Awards because it's like a celebration of cinema. Don't put a ton of stock into it, though, because they get it wrong more than they get it right. Because, like I've said a million times, you can almost find like a thread where they've gotten it wrong, and then we have to make it up to you. Pacino should have won for Godfather 1 or 2, or at least, for fucking Scarface, or Dog Day Afternoon. But okay, we'll give it to you for Scent of a Woman. And because he got Scent of a Woman, Denzel Washington doesn't get it for his best performance in Malcolm X, and they have to give it to him for Training Day. Martin Scorsese, we didn't give it to you for Goodfellas, so we'll give it to you for The Departed, which is very similar to Goodfellas. It's good. I like The Departed, but it's not Goodfellas. And there's always times where like people get it, like who almost don't seem to like deserve it. Like we should have gave it to Stallone that year, where we gave it to Mark Rylance, and Mark Rylance is good in Bridge of Spies, but we finally had a chance to give it to Stallone. We never did that. Stallone should have won some Academy Award, but it's like between everything he's done in writing. I mean, obviously, he's got I'm talking acting. Obviously, he won a best picture. Like so I'm sure he's okay, but we never got to give him an acting award for Creed. So it's just like it always feels like the Academy Award is always playing makeup, and it's very frustrating. But that's a great idea. Like that, like it's always like we'll get it to you later. We'll sometime down the line we'll make it up to you. Like PTA with One Battle After Another. He finally got his flowers. Maybe we should have gave it to him like for There Will Be Blood or um Boogie Nights, in my opinion. But hey, like we'll get it to you eventually. But it's like, who did you have to step over to get to that? And like, when will we make it up to them? We're always playing the makeup game, and that's always the problem, I think. If Jeff Bridges wasn't so goofy, he probably would have been a bigger star than he turned out to be. He was so terrible in Stay Hungry. See, I think Jeff Bridges is a fantastic actor, actually. He won his Academy Award for Crazy Heart. I actually have sitting right here. The Fabulous Baker Boys, which stars him and his brother Lloyd Bridges. He's great in this movie, by the way. I've been conflicted about it actually because the movie itself is not that it's good, but it's not great. I thought it was actually going to be a little bit better than it was. I think it just like everyone talks about the scene with Michelle Pfeiffer rolling around on the piano. It's just like that was 1989. I guess that was probably the hottest thing in 1989. But in the world we live in now, where you can see anything, it's just not that. It's hot, but it's not like it moved the needle or anything like that for me. I'm gonna watch Cutter's Way soon. Everyone says that's John Hurd's best. I've heard that's John Hurd. I've never seen Cutter's Way either. So after I send you my video, my Joe's Clay, I need to see David's collection to compare. I'm sure I can get David to send me some videos of all his stuff as well, because he's got a lot. But he's gonna love that. Will you send me the other? Evil Dies Tonight. LOL. Evil Dies Tonight. That's ridiculous. That's what drags down kills. Is Anthony Michael Hall doing that? Believe me, I got you. I know. You are welcome. Thank you again so much, Vince. I appreciate that. And yeah, the producers tier. So yeah, I appreciate that. You'll be in the giveaways, buddy, every single month. And I try and add to that pile every month, at least one movie. Best acting performance that won an Oscar is Crow and Gladiator. Absolutely great. Yeah, they did. They definitely got it right with that. But I also feel like they were kind of making it up to him for like LA Confidential. And the Insider the year before. So like they got it to him for that, which Russell Crowe at that time was just firing on all cylinders. Still love seeing like the Nice Guys from a few years ago. He was good in Nunberg last year. He's got some UFC movie coming out this year. I was like, I don't know, but still love seeing Russell Crowe. Obviously, he's not in fighting shape anymore, fighting around the world, but still love seeing Russell Crowe. That is a good one for, when they got it right. John Roca is trash. Really, you don't like John Roca, huh? I'm a big John. I like. I used to be a big fan of the Top 10 show. Back in the day. I want John Roca to win. John Roca is never going to win an Oscar, though. That's good. So thank you so much again, Vince. I appreciate it, buddy. John, would you rather be a RoboCop or a Terminator? Terminator, because RoboCop he got blown away. Kurt Russell needs an Academy Award. Isn't it crazy, Mr. Smelly Potato, that he hasn't gotten an Academy Award yet in his entire career with all the great performances he's given? You know what it is? He's always been committed to genre films, and that's always the thing. Stallone won a well-deserved Best Picture Oscar. Yeah, he, at least he won that. But will we ever get an acting Oscar? That's the thing with him. I heard Denzel should have won for The Hurricane. He was great in The Hurricane too. I still think Malcolm X is his best though. Unpopular opinion, other than Captain Ron, not a Kurt Russell fan. Really? That is a very unpopular opinion. I love Kurt Russell, one of my favorites. I know Mr. Smelly Potato is one of the. John, the hottest thing in 1989 was Michael Keaton in his bat suit. Yeah. I mean, hey, listen, Vicky Vale, not as hot as Michelle Pfeiffer. Lady Terminator disagrees. Sweet, looking forward to it. Thanks for all you do. I appreciate it, Vince. I try, man. I try. I definitely. Justin, you would be right, and John may agree. LOL. Oh, Lady Terminator. I do agree. Actually, she does good work. Well, I said Terminator. Everyone drink water. That's true. You did bring up Lady Terminator like you said you wouldn't, but you did. John Bernthal is one of my favorite new actors. John Bernthal is awesome, and he's been around for a while now, but he is fantastic. He's Wind River and Sicario, just like stealing performances, and then obviously now he's just a big time leading man. But then even The Wolf of Wall Street, he's so good in that. We're talking about the guy from Collider, right? He's like super liberal podcaster. Well, I think he's super liberal, but I like his movie takes. I don't really put too much stock in like people's pop, but yeah, I mean, he's definitely more on the liberal end. But he used to do really good. I don't know if you ever listened to the top 10 show with him and Matt Nost, like back in the day. That was like I was one of the only podcasts I actually like paid money. Like I was like I wanted to give them money and support them. They don't do it anymore, and I'll be honest, I don't really listen as much to John Roca as I did, but I was a big fan back in the day at least. Steven Seagal's body double deserves an Oscar. Walking upstairs is a fear. Oh, oh God. Yeah. Fucking one thing about Seagal, man. We're doing a lot of Seagal here on the channel, so make sure you guys are ready. In time, I have a video full of my Jaws Club for my 40th anniversary on my channel, but I don't think it's my full collection. And I collect this offset, but instead to see for yours, excited to see yours for sure. I'm gonna have to be the middleman between you guys showing off your Jaws collections, and well, I can't compete with you both. Unpopular opinion. The Thing is the best horror movie of all time, and not even top. Isn't the best horror movie, not even the top 10. Well, I never really, I guess, put The Thing in like the best horror films anyway. It's more of like a sci-fi horror film. It's my favorite personally of John Carpenter's movies. But I listen, I always respect other people's opinions. You know, that's always the kind of like that's the way we got to be here. Is always respect each other's opinions. Um, Movie Joe was good 10 years ago, but he's super shilled today and super woke too. Yeah, you know, listen, I get it. I know not everyone's a fan of his. I like John Roca. You know, he was a I can't say like I still like listen to the Cinephiles every now and again. I don't really watch. Is Collider still around? Like I kind of ran out of time where I couldn't watch everything, but I just still listen to him on the Cinephiles, and I enjoy like his opinion on stuff. There's times like where you're saying like with being a shill, that definitely does kind of that's kind of one thing that kind of did bother me a little bit about him. As you can tell when he's doing that, I could always tell when somebody's doing that. You know, the woke thing. I don't really like put too much investment in that. You know, people are allowed to have their opinions and stuff, so I try and just respect everyone. The thing is really about vibes. I rock with it. It's an every year winter watch for me. I watched Attack Force tonight. Now I understand why you screamed in a pillow. Then T2 helped me recoup. Yeah, you do need a palate cleanser after that because it's absolutely ridiculous. John, you can be Brody to our Quentin Hooper, showing scars an analogy for our Joe's collections. LOL. Yeah, I'm not gonna have any to show. Just watched the 4K of Breakdown, one of Kurt Russell's best. Great 4K, by the way. I gotta grab that, and that is a very underrated Kurt Russell performance. Just a good thriller Marks movie menu. I completely agree. I didn't know he could change his voice that fast. It's incredible, right? Mid scene, he can change it. Absolutely unbelievable. But hey, he's a talent. The only person I watch is Grace Randolph because if she likes the movie, I know it's trash, and if she hates a film, I know it's a banger. It works every time. Yeah, I mean, I guess I don't watch as many critics anymore in general. A lot of my favorite because you know once I start doing YouTube myself, you know I'm gonna go see the movie, and I don't want to watch anyone else's opinion till after I see the movie, so I don't have their opinion influencing my opinion. It's the same thing with 4K Blu-rays. It's just like I'll watch the reviews after the fact, but sometimes I just don't get to them. So like I just don't need any like you know sometimes you know you have what they said in your ear. I don't want that. I just want my opinion to strictly be my opinion. I don't want anyone's opinion influencing mine. So I don't really get to watch as many people as I used to. You know that's one of the sad things I feel like about like when being on YouTube is like you kind of have to like if you're gonna have your own voice you got to make sure you're not having any sort of influence. I kind of feel like it ruined YouTube for me. So now when I watch YouTube mostly I watch like wrestling and NASCAR stuff and like football or baseball. Like that's what I go to YouTube for. It's almost not for movies anymore. I still listen to like Ringer podcasts. That's mostly where I go for podcasts. I'll listen to like I said earlier, like the rewatchables and the big picture. I love that kind of stuff. And then I have my NASCAR podcast. So I know I'm in the minority there. Oh my God, it's after 8. I'm gonna have to get off in a second, guys. I sometimes watch John Campia, but he's really good and gone downhill. I love John Campia. I do watch his opinions sometimes. Not as much. Again, another guy I don't watch as much as I used to, but I do like watching his rants every now and again. I love to watch that for July. Pretty good adaptation of the Broadway show. And just gonna answer a couple more in here, and then I'm gonna get out of here. Grace Randolph said Alien Earth was one of the best shows ever, and you should invite everybody over to your house to watch it and have a party. It's that good. It was complete trash. Never watched that. So someone submitted a joke to IMDb that every day they're filming, Steven Seagal is catering, said in his case, now you're all about to see a real attack force. You're really pissing me off. Fucking unbelievable that that movie exists. I find it hard to watch reviews from people who are sent free copies. Well, I've ranted and raved about that on here many times. I don't even ask for free copies. I never have. Any review I do here on my channel is bought and paid for by me or by people here who support my channel. People who have sent me movies to review. Like Mr. Smelly Potato, I'll be doing Lightning Jack here on the channel. He sent me the DVD. So usually, the only time I'm ever reviewing something is if somebody has sent it to me or I bought it, and that's always how I do my reviews. So when it comes to new movie reviews, they might come out a few days later. Like I don't get invited to screenings. I don't ask to. I pay for my ticket like everybody else. I feel like that if I'm going to be a critic on YouTube, I should be, and especially if I'm talking about a physical media product, I should be the one buying it myself, because I should be like the people who I am giving a review for. I should be a consumer as well. It drags down the review a little bit more if I feel like they got it for free because you didn't pay for it yourself. And I feel like not everybody, because I know some people who I know are honest, even though they get some free stuff. So I'm not going to knock everyone who does it because I feel like that's wrong as well. And I don't want to be an asshole, but I do admit that like it does hurt a review and damper a review for me when I know that they got it for free or they got to go to a free screening, because I know that they, for the most part, don't want to bite the hand that feeds. So I'll never be that guy. I just won't review it if I can't afford it. I mean, that's kind of sucks, but I don't want to be a shill and I won't do it. So that's just my way of going on about it. Go. Harloff guy fell off the map too after he whined he didn't get free Star Wars tickets. I remember that rant. And again, that hurts it, is when you find out that these guys just want free shit. Bothers me. Christian Harloff. I love, the reason why I like Christian Harloff is that he was a fellow New Yorker, and I always feel like he was a New York. I do trust free copy reviews. I do not trust free copy reviews. Exactly. Always hurts it for me. I like that you buy your own stuff because you're an investor. It also tells me about your collection and taste. Well, thank you very much. Well, that's the other thing. Is like you're not going to see me reviewing every movie. So if I buy the movie, it means that I'm interested in seeing it. So unfortunately, I won't get everything. Like, I have to make the tough decisions because I'm a working class guy too on a budget. So if I'm like, am I gonna really like this or not? Like, I'm gonna, then that's it. Like, then I'll buy it. But if I'm not, I won't buy it. And it might not be like the same movies that everyone else gets. So it's kind of be that way sometimes. But like certain 4K Blu-rays, I'll always like, if I want it, we're gonna talk about it. If I don't, but then again, like when it comes to, that's where the channel's directors come into play. It's like since they pay for it, like I'll always review their movies, and that's why I'm stuck watching Steven Seagal movies. Just picked up Lightning Jack DVD the other day. When are you watching it? Well, it'll be out sometime in April, where I'll be doing a review for Mr. Smelly Potato. So we'll be doing that. And other channel directors like Beyond the Valley of the Dolls. That's one for a channel director too. So plenty of movies coming down the pipe with some reviews. So I'm very excited about it, actually. Red Letter Media, probably only True G's left in the film podcast area. Yeah, me and the Red Letter Media, you guys, I love Cinema Stars reviews. We tend to agree on a bunch of things. I like the Cinema Stop. He does stuff with the Nostalgia Critic. So there's always stuff there. I have no problem with free copy because I can tell when it's being given by a softball review. Studio freebies versus places like Valerie are different stories. Yeah, see, that's the thing. Like with Frank, like, he's getting it from Ballerina, but that's a different story. He's like, they're helping him out and he helps them out. So that's not really something like that's kind of the same thing. Like, certain people, you can tell when they're getting them for free and they're afraid to like say anything bad about the release. And that really bothers me, is when they're like those kinds of people. It ruins the review, and I feel like you're misleading your viewers, and I just won't do that personally. But I'm also like, I can't say that they're all assholes. I won't do that because it's not true though. I bought Frankenhooker to watch for the first time. Love Frankenhooker. Mine, I'm hopefully will be here tomorrow and I can watch it on Friday. That's my plan, at least. But we'll see. Are you playing Steven Seagal makes it bingo? Makes it interesting. I might have to. But anyway, guys, I did run a little bit later today, but I just had so much fun talking to you guys. I want to thank you all for being here. Frankenhooker is the GOAT. I love Frankenhooker. You'll get my review pretty soon. I'll be back next Wednesday at 6:45 to do this all over again. Thank you all so much. Thank you to my new channel members. Thank you to my old channel members. Thank you to everybody who supports the channel, even if it's just by watching these videos and throwing it a like. Means the world to me. Means the world to me that you guys all show up for this every single week. I always have so much fun. Yeah, thank you guys so much. I hope you guys all have a great night. Like I said, next Wednesday we'll also be doing the physical media giveaway for producers or higher. I have a Blu-ray giveaway I'm working on for December, not December, for the end of April, I believe. So we'll be doing that as well for like Blu-ray care package giveaways that I've been building up with the unclaimed giveaway stuff. And we'll get into all that next week, I think. So I hope you guys all have a great night, and I'll see you guys around.